Hey folks, Future Will here. So we had some technical difficulties with this episode, insofar as about 2 minutes of my dialogue didn't record. Normally I would just say, screw it. Gary says all the funny stuff anyway. But some of it kind of sets up and flows into the conversation. Rather than try to re-record it, which would be insane, I'm going to just pop in to describe what I think I said at the time. So that'll be great. This show's bad. You should listen. You know there's good shows on the network, right? Go listen to WAF instead of this one. The next episode's fine. You can skip this one. It's all good. I'm tired.
Trinket.
Hello and welcome to Everything to Guppy, the podcast where we talk about every single item, every single enemy, every single everything in the Binding of Isaac. I'm William Hughes, and I'm joined, as always, by a guy who is the dimmest banana in the bunch. Gary Butterfield. Sorry. I did bad.
It's me. It's a big dim banana.
Big dim banana. Big dick. Gary.
Big dick banana.
We can't record 2 weeks in a row. It's fucking us.
It is
from the jump.
But it's also necessary so we can have lives outside of the show.
Yeah. Speaking of Gary, I think this is coming out around Thanksgiving. What are you thankful for?
What am I thankful for? I have lots of things I'm thankful for. I am very thankful for the impressive and exceptional people in my life. I think I've done a really good job of curating people who I think are funny and good.
Yeah.
I surround myself with, yourself included. I am very thankful for my girlfriend. She's great. It's like all green flags, which is awesome. And, life begins at 40.
It's true, Gary. It's the new black.
It is the new, don't be racist. It's I'm just really enjoying letting go of some bullshit,
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Gary, it sounds like you're having a real eat, pray, love.
I'm totally having a sisterhood of the traveling pants kind of moment.
That's teen girls. That's a little uncomfortable.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I didn't realize. I've never seen that movie.
Gary, we should watch Sisterhood
party?
of the Traveling Pants and then the Divine Yaya Sisterhood.
I like the idea of having a pants party and inviting people, but not telling them what it means.
Yeah. And by people, you mean just Brayton.
Yeah. And does he bring extra pants?
Yeah.
Does he bring no pants? What is a pants party?
Brayton would bring such good pants.
He wears really good pants, even though he has been less sartorial since he's been unemployed.
I'm going to make a sharp sound here so I can edit that out later. Click! Just make sure that's in the waveform, real easy to see.
I love him, and I love his selection of t-shirts. No, I'm doing good. It's one of those moments where it's like I look back on things I was unhappy about 10 years ago and realize that I am more relaxed and generally a little happier.
Yeah.
What are you thankful for?
Oh, the new The World Ends With You game is pretty good.
Cool.
Does a lot of the same. It's very mechanically similar to the original, while having a very different combat system that I'm really into. It still does the thing where you can tune the difficulty really precisely, which I always really like. Is
it still about fashion teenagers in Tokyo?
Yes.
Okay.
But in they both games have that same kind of mystery visual novel kind of structure to it that I enjoy. I like a mystery story,
Yeah, I've never played that game. I've always been interested in it mechanically.
It's got 8 Gary strikes against.
Yeah, people have told me that I would really like it mechanically, and I believe them. I just can't get into teenagers who are into fashion from Tokyo.
Yeah,
it's kind of a disqualifying premise to me.
For sure. This one is probably my second or third favorite game about mental time travel in Shibuya, Tokyo.
Okay, it's a crowded market.
Yeah, it's a weirdly crowded market. It's right up there with 428 Shibuya Scramble, which is weirdly fun.
Yeah. Also, that's like a live action FMV visual novel. Yeah.
It has no actual it's photographs, but there's very, very, very little FMV in it.
Gotcha.
There's maybe 4 total FMV cutscenes in it.
It's a fumetti.
Yeah, which is my favorite kind of cake.
Yeah. That's great.
Or my favorite kind of weird punk band.
Yes. Oh.
Am I thinking Fugazi? I guess I'm thinking Fugazi.
You're thinking Fugazi. There we go. You got there. You said it at the same time my brain got there. You're a little bit quicker than me.
We got to Fugazi together.
Aw, simultaneous Fugazi. So the mark of a good relationship. If you can Fugazi together, according to this issue of Cosmo. Cosmo for
Cosmo
podcasters.
Kramer.
Yeah. I'm glad we both have things to be thankful about. What are you?
Boy, Gary, we're losing the pace, I would say.
What are you doing on Thanksgiving?
What am I doing on Thanksgiving? I will be flying back from California.
Ah, yes. The classic American tradition.
Yeah. Well, guess what? The plane tickets are cheaper if you fly on the day when people don't want to travel.
That is 100% true.
And I'm sure all the stewardesses, air marshals, will be really happy to see us.
Yeah. We're talking about dim bulb today.
Will makes a joke about how dim bulb and dim sum sound similar.
You don't know what kind of meat's in there? You know it's some kind of meat, maybe a pork. Yeah. Yeah, and lots of pork and lots of unusual cuts in my experience. People have been waiting a week for me to say why I think this is worse than bright bulb.
Yeah, so let's describe.
Yes.
So this is the inverse of vibrant bulb.
Yep.
So this, when your active item is completely uncharged, will give you a stat up to everything, and it is roughly 2 to 3 times as good as the stat up from vibrant bulb.
Yes, which sounds incredible. I just find that this doesn't fire enough for me.
Absolutely. So the trick is it has to be complete. It can't just be not ready to use. It has to be completely uncharged.
Yes. And a lot of the active items are 4 or 6 room charges. Mm-hmm. Some of which I don't want to use every time they're charged.
Yeah.
Which then makes this kind of like this weird overhead. The thing I like about Vibrant Bulb is it allows me to forget my active item.
Yes.
And just pretend like it's not there. This just, crosses that mental overhead threshold for me.
So my counterpoint to that is that the room you are most likely to empty out the charge on your active item is a boss room.
That's true.
So suddenly I have activated whatever my good active item is to do some damage, and now I'm running with plus 1.5 damage and a tears up and plus 2 luck.
That's fair. It's just whether you want a patina of quality over the entire floor or you want something like a boss bomb kind of thing. They operate in 2 different spaces that are both like good.
This also interacts interestingly if an active item doesn't have a charge, which usually means it's a one-time use only item. Mm-hmm. Then this will just function until you'll have this active until you use that item.
I think the little crossed out DLC means that's no longer true.
Let's see. Yeah, you might be right. That's
removed in repentance is what that means.
Will is incorrect at length about a minutia of Binding of Isaac trivia.
Got you.
Will continues to extemporaneize about how he is wrong.
What are you reading that tells you that?
Will attempts to shift blame for his failures onto an external force.
Yeah, it used to be that way. You're not. They changed it, and they changed it on you fairly recently. So don't take it too hard, buddy.
After some fairly heavy self-deprecation, Will attempts to reassert his authority by referencing a niche case where this affects the character Bethany, charged by your spirit hearts or blood or whatever.
Mm-hmm. That's really cool.
And you can actually have both it and Vibrant Bulb simultaneous if it's charged through that.
That's incredible.
That's fun.
I love that. I've gotten these together before just through Mom's Purse or whatever. And that was really like a fun idea.
Yeah. But you were talking about your use case for this, for Vibrant Bulb with Guppy's head. This is amazing with any of those like strong one-room items.
Yeah. It's really, really good with that. Absolutely. So yeah, this is really good. I think I still prefer Vibrant Bulb because I have to think about it a little bit less. But yeah.
Will interrupts Gary to limited effect.
Absolutely. And nothing else really works that way. And it's just continuing our theme of like really, really powerful trinkets.
Will interrupts Gary to continued limited effect.
Yeah, just not a great expansion for other things. Like largely. And then Repentance came along and fixed it. I've been so happy to play Repentance on Switch.
Yeah, it is out on consoles now. Olivia and I have been playing through it co-op, and it's so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like real co-op where you're both characters and both can get unlocks and stuff. It's great.
This is the first time I've been able to play with Tainted Forgotten.
Ooh, I have not played with Tainted Forgotten. How is it?
Oh, it's awesome. You'll like it. It's real wild.
You know who I unlocked on stream, or I played on stream for the first time? You know who I really like? Tainted Blue Baby.
Oh, I haven't played a lot with Tainted Blue Baby.
It's genuinely neat. The poop mechanic is actually really kind of complex and cool.
Well, they also improved it. Like, they're still doing patches to this fucking thing.
Yeah.
And adding
which is good because it's super unstable on Switch.
Well, not just stability patches, but adding content.
Like, I know, but I'm just saying it's super unstable on Switch.
Yeah. You don't get pop-ups to tell you when you unlock things. At least on my version of Switch. But they're adding new effects, and like they added birthright effects to a bunch of the characters.
Oh, nice. I guess they were going to add those, weren't they?
Yeah, and I just kind of forgot about it and assumed they wouldn't. The Lilith one is incredible. It makes all of her familiars in front of her. It's called offensive formation.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it puts them all facing the same way she faces in front of her.
Will notes that the episode on the item Birthright will be very long.
It's such a good item. I love Birthright so much. Anywho, keep listening to the show if you want us to get there.
A tired Will leans onto an old joke about us canceling the show when we hit a particular Patreon amount.
Well, that's what I was going to say, is donate just the right amount so the show keeps going, but not too much that the show ends.
Some sort of joke about the money.
We'll talk.
Let's talk about it off air.
Yeah, we'll talk about it off air. I'll get Dennis. We'll talk about it off air.
I'll give you notes on Modric songs and you give me notes on the money.
I'll give you notes on the basics of finance as a podcaster. If you like the show, patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv, as we mentioned, to ride that throttle, and then leave us ratings, reviews. Oh, wait, you didn't? Fuck you.
Oh, I've got one. Gary.
Oh, shit.
I've got one.
Sorry, let me take that back. Sorry.
Yeah, can I get another read on that?
Please leave us ratings, reviews on Apple Podcasts. Fuck you.
Like this one left on Apple Podcast by, and this might be the best name ever, I Ship Zorn and Mr. Bone Stripper.
Zorn?
Yeah. He's got kind of like a bone face.
He definitely does. I just never thought of that crossover.
Yeah. Title of the review.
The judge from Nothing But Trouble does look like a Frank Whiteley drawing.
Gary, that's extremely accurate.
Yeah, shit.
Okay, title is Horny for Vort / Lonely in Ohio. Shadow's Dream of Endless Fire. Will reads a long review that pulls its text from the video game Hollow Knight. Did this one really glitch out, or was I just spiting a listener? 50-50, I say. That's a 5-star review.
That's incredible. Do you know if that is something?
Yes, that is from Hollow Knight, from the Grimm's Troop DLC, which makes me think that this is probably a Bill review.
Yeah, probably.
Because Bill's real into Nightmare King Grimm from Hollow Knight. Maybe it's not Bill, but yeah.
I haven't played that yet, but that sounds really cool.
Oh, it's really cool. The bait, like, it doesn't add that much content, but the one big boss fight it adds is basically a massive riff on Dracula fights from Castlevania.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah, no, I like that fight a lot.
I need to revisit Hollow Knight. Good night.
Good night. You should.
I love it.
It's great.
There's no reason for me not to, other than just playing other stuff.
Yeah, all of the bonus content kind of leans towards like challenge fuckery, but and now Will notices that he has lost major portions of his audio for the episode. Large amounts of cursing ensue.